No, so because I've been to India, the spaces here and there, I could have told you that the caste system itself, yeah, will go off and be on the caste system. So yeah, if you have a upper class that's within the university system, and he joins the FBI within that space as well, and then he realized that inside the FBI, the Department of Justice, he can go off and make money by someone employ his own caste and go off and have the yeah. Why he runs the criminal organization on the police network inside his own caste system, especially like India and Malaysia, he's going to import them inside the United States area, and then go off and have them run a drug game on the special side, and then turn them into a paycheck for like some of the white dudes. Yeah, that go off and like be inside their own space as like undercovers that live there or that have like a real estate and like a whole bunch of money around the space on. And the main thing that gives it away is that inside your space here is that sex work is illegal, while in that space here sex work is not illegal, which means that the sexual domain itself is a domain of like like corruption in certain spaces because of the fact that it looks inside the domain of money making inside the club with like drugs more on the space out. So within that space area where you have like a space where like a sex work is legal, of course the police is going to be corrupted. They're going to be the main pimps of the sex industry, which we then go off and like find inside the United States that are going to be inside the prison system because of the fact that certain drug deals happen on the space outside. So within that space area, the biggest pimps are like overseas within their own kingdom as like a caste system with their own ethno state, are like living gods, just like the emperor of Japan. That go out and have their own circuit prostitutes, of course, especially my favorite one, my son over here. Yeah, that they all send over the United States and they retrieve somewhere in their receipts. Somewhere in their receipts into their own shell game. That's it, a digital system. They'll write them off into my office special and then retrieve sell them out to the feds for like a federal money that's coming into a bigger paycheck over the government system to resource or deals that happen inside the technology domain. So if like Chang Ching Tong wants to go off and upgrade his stick shift on especially with like flying cars, and just so happened that my desire just so happened to create the flying car system or something, then Chang Ching Tong over here with someone send maybe like 100,000 cash system to go off and get caught inside my prison system under a drug domain area. So then we can go off and send money and make deals with them, open up a connection to like soft power itself to then allow him to go off and import and export the technology and then go off and upgrade his technology his system over the old powers and the old money that's there. And like now he's new money with new technology, new systems. He's the new doctor, he's a new professional on the space. He has big money, he has connection to the airline side, he has airports, he has communication system, he has donations like charity, all that stuff like that. And then that's a game that they play with the cash system. It's have a prison system in the United States, faking a whole bunch of shit from up top myself. Yeah, and which is somewhere those that know how to play the game because of the fact that they own their own little miniature human forms. It's not their own skyscrapers or things around the space with their own security layout myself. I tell you, don't worry about all that within my kingdom, my empire, mental morphin especially, because that's how I'm a material engineer. They're going to really materialize our certain system within the machine domain for a cheap cost, and which is from then on, the local security get to be written like a motherfucker, mental morphin especially. Like I said, even though the system I found out about it, the system cannot go off and patch the entire security layout of the entire space itself because of how costly it is. And actually the materials and the resources that they have is limited into how far they could expend it. The same way that they do with the air defense system on the space area. They have limited resources to like technologies that barely a few people within the community with the resources that they have can go off like someone create and discover on the space area. So they can't spam it on the space area. All they can do is go off like someone reserve that resource to a particular small location and then retrieve that from then on. Anything that's in it that could be like a smaller fracture of it specifically could go off and be exploited into like a micro system over and over again. So I made my fortune for like one geographical location to the next as like one of the emperors that I'll go off and make my fortune into my office specifically. I saw the white woman over here that's telling me about the black kids, all that stuff. For like you, I tell her that I got these kids in my family too, and they like me. What's up? Whatever you find as an actor to go off and act for you, into my office for you, that's your kid over here from your family. I'm from the black community. Sometimes we don't like each other. We argue. We someone close the door and we fucking hit each other into my office per se. So that's I say I don't associate, don't flip, but at the same time I say I got my black family over here. With kids with dreads just like that outside, they'll go off and give me a hug. I say what's up into my office especially. I'm not go off and be a fraud or a fake to go off and try to act for like a social media for like a group of like I don't know what that. I don't watch white people shows. Wasn't it? I don't know. There's one like what was the one that Drake was into? I saw that was like on Nickelodeon. I don't know what that show is called. But you know they're gonna find out a whole bunch of Degrassi. They're gonna find like a whole bunch of like Degrassi dudes around, especially to go off and like participate. Not even Degrassi level. At least Degrassi made it inside of a network to go off and be broadcasted on, especially this is like straight up just like ghetto Facebook networks on, especially like to go off and post it on, especially like someone hope that people will go off and see the content because of the fact that they have to compete with like 100 million content posters on, especially like, and that's always the problem in tomorrow, especially everybody wants to get their stuff out, but at the same time they don't know how to navigate to like 100 million people that's all doing it at the same time, and they retreat the few people that go off and watch it don't have time to go off and consume all that material, all that system itself. So that's why you gotta be unique and fast into the disruption of the scene itself and move as quickly as you can be across the space. That's why I didn't take no chance. Immediately I grabbed that torch with my technology in my system, I hit it and I ran with it into my offense facility. By the time I go off and obtain my first house and my first cabin that create my perimeter for me, I could finally close the door. I don't have no neighbors, nobody watching over the space. Control Shift Escape, Control Shift Escape, F5, 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 ALT, Control F4, Rage, Enter, F5, F5, F5. Are you fucking talking to me over the fucking internet? I'll fuck your mother tonight. Money, technology. Every single second. So I'm like tapping like 50 million words per second with my AI system. And my robotic hands, we all fucking tapping the synchrony over here, tapping codes over the internet nonstop. Fucking generate something in real life into like the mechanical system that go on materialized and then be the death or like so many losers on the fucking space that I don't want to feel it with.